Thank you so much. I'm so glad that you watched part number 1. So next we are going to go into part number 2 of the series. We are talking about new startup businesses, pros and cons, and the ups and downs. This is part 2. Please don't forget to come back for part number 3. Now, if all of that sounded like a lot of jargon and way too much to manage, there's a simpler route that you can go. You can go into digital products. What's a digital product? Well, digital is something where somebody can download something. Your end customer can download. Perhaps you want to get into podcasting and you want to talk about how you've traveled all over the world or your travels around the country. Or maybe you want to discuss about becoming vegan and your passion for that and what made you decide to become vegan, and talk about some of the recipes that you thought were delicious and share those recipes with your vegan audience. So podcasts are one option. There are so many other options though. There are children's audiobooks, children's books. There are things where you can teach if you are really good at makeup or hairstyling, where you can sell digital workbooks on how to put on makeup, or it could even be digital videos. So you don't have to worry about shipping anything to anyone. It's just a video. Have any of you ever signed up for the masterclass subscription? So if you have, there's so many different people talking on the masterclass, and all they do is just talk about their life experiences, things that they've learned along the way. That's something that you can do too. Just because maybe you haven't been on the Today Show or you don't own a billion-dollar company doesn't mean that people won't be interested in what you have to say. I spoke about this before in a previous video, and I talked about how authenticity means everything. It means everything to the worldwide community because people like to hear from people that are real and that are genuine. And when you are those things and you're able to convey your message in a clear way and in a way that's easy to understand, people love that. And again, people are not buying your products, they are buying your story. So what is your story all about? Again, we talked about the why. Why are you getting into business? For me, my why was one evening after bath time, and we were sitting down at bed. I was taking down my daughter. She was only 4 years old at this time. 4-year-old little girl. I was taking her braids down and she just started crying uncontrollably. I didn't understand what was happening. It wasn't because she was in pain. That was not it. She was saying she didn't want her hair to look crazy. And I mean, I was heartbroken in that moment, and I was just puzzled and bewildered because I wanted to know who put this thought into my 4-year-old's mind that her natural hair is crazy if it's just natural and not in braids. To this day, I still don't know. I still don't know where it came from. I'm pretty confident where it didn't come from, but that was my why. My why was my daughter thinking that her natural hair was not beautiful, that it was not representative of her dual ancestry, and that her mixed culture was something for her to feel insecure about, or for something for her to be upset over. And I can say from personal experience, I can tell you, I had that experience. My experience was slightly different when I vividly remember this moment of being in my room by myself, and I was playing with my Barbies, and I remember my mom came in and I was crying and I was upset, and I was telling her, I don't want to have curly hair, I don't want to have brown eyes, I don't want to have brown skin, I want to be white. I want to be white, and I want to have blue eyes, and I want to have blonde hair. And I was just so upset at who I was and who God had created me to be. And my mom, she really didn't know how to handle that situation. She didn't really know, how do I make her feel better? Because all around me, that's all I ever saw. All I had ever seen was a white community. I hadn't seen other girls who had curly hair like me, who had brown skin like me, or brown eyes. And so because I never really saw myself represented in my world, I felt there was something wrong with me. There must be something wrong. And so when I saw that repeated again in my daughter, that she felt there's something wrong with my hair and I don't want it to look crazy, that was what pushed me to create Mixed Understood. And I knew that I was gonna live every single day making sure that I put confidence in her, that I taught her that her skin is beautiful, her hair is beautiful, that thickness and that fullness, that's something to be desired. That a lot of people with thin hair and with flat hair, they want that curly, thick hair. It's so funny how the things that we have, we are often coveting what somebody else has. I remember I used to want straight hair, and now I'm like, I love it. I love my hair. I love the curls. It's who I am, and it's what makes me unique. And that's what I love about God. I love that God made all of us so special. If he wanted us to all have the same skin, he would have made it that way. Clearly, God loves variety. He loves it. He thrives off of variety. So we should embrace that as well. So again, it's important to understand why are you getting into business? What is your story? What is compelling you? What is motivating you to create? Because that story is what's going to keep you passionate through the times where it's rough, through the times where you're struggling, through the times when your business seems not to be growing, or it seems to be failing, and it seems like all of your efforts are falling flat. That story and that motivation is what's going to tell you keep going, keep pushing, keep trying, don't give up. Don't give up. So remember, what is my why and what is my story that I want to share with my audience? Thank you, Mixed Understood family. I'm so glad that you joined me today for part number 2. Don't forget, part number 3 will be coming up next. So please follow and subscribe so that you can get part number 3 on the ups and downs of a new startup business. Thank you, and I love you.